Hello gamers, male or female, we all wish we could take the role of a warrior of legends. Whether they were real people or not, they shared common traits. They were fearless, skilled, unforgiving, revered, celebrated, and lucky to a degree. Unfortunately, being a warrior has a different meaning in the modern world. Luckily, there are a plethora of video games to simulate the experience of times long gone. And you don't have to put your life in danger, which is a relief. So without wasting any time, let's take a look at the best warrior games for PC. Number 10. Nioh. This game is beautiful both to the eye and the mind. It calls for an adulterated amount of strategy, while also giving many opportunities to navigate said strategies with its vast skill tree system, plethora of useful items, and its uncanny ability to force you to adapt. I was a little confused from the beginning as it wasn't very forthright in explaining certain things, but for me, it was enjoyable to figure those things out. A challenging game with a steep learning curve, good story, and okay characters. Nioh delivers on what we appreciated in video games in the 80s, a challenge that is as tough as it is enjoyable. Number 9. Conan Exiles. This is one of the great games I have played. It does have lag and can be a bit buggy at times, but it's completely worth it. You have to keep in mind they are still adding and updating it. So the people giving bad reviews are just silly and probably did it because of a one-time occurrence. The things you make from the weapons, armor, houses, character creation, the customization in this game is just insane. This game is one of the best survival games I've ever played. From a huge beautiful map to a great story to uncover, this game has a great bit to explore, especially with friends. The combat is okay, and I would recommend this game to any and everybody. Number 8. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Yet another masterpiece to showcase From Software's incredible creativity and ability to create new IPs with fresh ideas. This game is not a PC game for boys, but real men, in the same sense as Kingdom Come: Deliverance is. The game puts you in the shoes of Wolf, a shinobi and a master samurai. He is seeking revenge for his lord, who was kidnapped by an enemy clan. As such, you can expect a lot of brutality and violence. But there is also a special emphasis on acting like a ninja and playing smart to avoid unnecessary attention by being stealthy. If you love challenging action titles that push you to your limits, look no further than Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Number 7. Kingdom Come: Deliverance. I bought this game more as a trip back in time than a game, to see what it was like around the locations, as I read a lot of people complaining about how difficult the game is, so I didn't go into it with a good game in mind. Honestly though, my expectations were super exceeded. A great storyline with some genuine laugh out loud moments. It's a game where really it pays to notice the minor details and it pays off to be curious with this game. You will grow an affinity to most of the characters, you will genuinely feel bad in some moments, and then snap yourself out of it remembering these are characters in a game. I'm not far on, but I'm constantly finding myself off the beaten path, enjoying the experience. I highly encourage you to play the game. Number 6. Middle-earth: Shadow of War. I saw it on Xbox Game Pass during the summer and thought I would give it a try and legitimately got hooked. I was obsessed with the game. Well, what else can I say? This game is amazing. The story is amazing and gives us an idea about what was happening in the early days of Sauron's return. All new characters, epic castle sieges, and forming a massive army out of orcs, not humans, not elves. It shows how life in Mordor is like. It also has amazing graphics, satisfying gameplay, and it really makes you feel for the orcs in your army, something that really never has been seen. Combine this with quirky personalities, titles, names, and special powers, gives the orcs the charm they deserve. Definitely an underrated game, and I recommend playing this game. Number 5. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Although not a sequel in terms of the story, the sequel to the Odyssey is Valhalla, allowing you to experience the lives of best-known warriors and conquerors, Vikings. This single-player, action RPG game with beautiful graphics will take your breath away. You'll play as Eivor, a male or female character, a fearless badass who aims to raid the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms. Clearly a majority of Ubisoft studio resource was spent on Valhalla over Watch Dogs Legion, because you can tell. The game is damn near perfect. I would rate it a 9 out of 10, only because I feel as though that there was room for an improved combat system. But the scenery, story, graphics, and everything else about the game is stunning. Number 4. Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn has, without a doubt, one of the most vast and detailed worlds built in a masterpiece of a game. During my entire playthrough, what astonished me the most was the story. Every step of the way, I found myself stunned, appalled, excited, and even anxious, which made me ponder even more about what was coming next. Even minor pieces of lore, scattered across the map, provided a lot of insight into the story at large. I always found myself taking on every other robot I came across as I trekked across the world, just because the combat was so satisfying. Also, as you traverse the map from end to end, you will get to feast your eyes on breathtaking environments throughout the world. Zero Dawn is an outstanding entry by Guerrilla Games and marks the beginning of an epic series in the Horizon universe. Number 3. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. An older RPG game, but one that has and will always have a loyal fanbase. Although this is mostly due to a wide variety of player-made mods, some of which are the weirdest things you'll ever see, the base game is addicting enough. It's set in medieval times, and you'll be Dragonborn, a character whose race you're free to choose. Your main goal is to rid the world of a terrifyingly large dragon, Alduin the World Eater. You'll have to complete hundreds of quests, gather items, and improve your skills while roaming the open world. Overall, Skyrim is an amazing game, and even though you've probably played it, come back to it a while later, and for those who haven't played it, give it a shot. You won't regret it. Number 2. Dragon Age Inquisition. I've been gaming my whole life and have no reluctance in saying that this is one of my favorite game of all time. Dragon Age Inquisition is an immersive role-playing experience, fully customizable characters from looks to race to combat specialties, attributes and combat skills as well. Crafting and customizing weapons and armor for yourself and your team can in itself be a big game element when combining certain specialized enhancements with character attributes. There is a linear chain of events that will inevitably take place, but with many different ways to get there and with many variations of elements and results that can happen around the core plot. Just those things mentioned alone make the replayability of this game outstanding. Combine that with some extremely deep lore, fantastic story, characters, and relationships. I enjoy each playthrough every time without it feeling stale. Number 1. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, personally, is by far the best RPG game ever made, and I doubt if there will be any game that will ever match it unless CD Projekt Red comes up with a Witcher 4. You'll play as Geralt of Rivia, who is a Witcher, a human-like race with yellow eyes warrior that has access to magic. Wild Hunt have one of the most compelling and open-ended stories ever told. You will get sucked into the game and want to play through every scenario to your gamer heart's satisfaction. The combat takes a little getting used to, especially if you're coming from first-person shooter background, but it is unique and spellbinding, literally. The quests are beautiful and engaging. Even the side quests add depth to the main storyline, so you wouldn't want to skip them. The character development is extremely strong, engendering memorable characters. All in all, it is a unique game that has a very special place in gaming. That's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. And if you find the video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.